Blah, 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 blah. So we just watched episode, what was it, 35 of My Hero Academia. Or at least, no, that's the whole. I forget like what specific episode of season 2 this is, so I'll probably put in the description, title, whatever. You'll just count by thirds, except for the first one, like 22 or something.
Oh,
I believe
13, 14, 15, 18, 21. Wait, goddamn it. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 23. Really?
Yeah, that's season 2.
It's so long.
Yeah. So in this episode, we are covering 2 fights, and that was the first one against Ectoplasm, and then the other one against like our teacher. I forget what was his name. Like it's just like his full name.
Aizawa.
Aizawa
or Todoroki.
Aizawa, yeah, Aizawa. It was known as the Razorhead. I just wanted to know that full name because that's how he's usually referred to.
Yeah.
These 2 fights were really interesting.
We also had
a little bit of 13, right?
No.
Yeah, you're right. There were 3 fights. That's the one in the middle. That was Power Loader, I think.
Yeah, Power Loader versus Tail Quirk and Ida. I
like that one too, but I think there was a lot more emphasis on these first and the last one. But definitely the last one. But I do like the first one because it focuses on one particular person over just like both of them together, and it was kind of paying homage to what happened during the sports
USJ event.
Yeah, in which All Might was talking to his name is very close to Todoroki's. Tokiyami. His issue is that he heavily relies on his quirk, and in this fight particularly, it shows him only being able to fight mid-range to a little bit of long-range combat. And Sue, who's his partner, is more heavily used for support.
Not even that, she's just a super well-balanced.
Or yeah, maybe it's just close combat
character.
Hero,
yeah.
So she doesn't really have many weaknesses.
She has no overt weaknesses, what they said, I think.
Right, and so what they're testing here is how well Tokiyami can actually pull through with this, as Sue is acting as the main support for him in case of things like when the enemy gets too close to him. Because there's a lot of these clones, and they set it up so it would be this type of matchup where Tokiyami would have struggles trying to get around with fighting in close range combat. I don't know if he ever really found the solution to it. I think mainly it's how he's able to rely on support. So he's the type of character who would need like a sidekick who would be able to cover for his weaknesses as a mid-range fighter. And 2 is actually, I think, just an overall good support overall with the use of her tongue, and also the ability just to store objects
in his stomach.
In her stomach.
Estomago.
So she actually stole, what was that?
She didn't steal anything, it was the handcuffs.
Oh, wait, so I don't understand what's going on. It's like, so what was the deal with that? Like, here, take this. I snuck, or at least I took it and swallowed it when the moment was right, or waiting for when the moment was right.
She didn't want Ectoplasm to see that they had the handcuffs.
Oh, so she took the handcuffs.
Yeah, she had the handcuffs. Because remember, for them to win, they have to either restrain them in the handcuffs, or make it to the escape gate.
Did they have handcuffs at the beginning?
Yes.
Okay.
They're all given handcuffs.
Okay.
And so she hid hers in her stomach, that way they don't have to keep it on hand and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she wanted to keep it kind of secret, that way Ectoplasm didn't see it coming.
Right, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. So she's definitely also very clever and witty, and also knows when to strike at the right moment. As Deku mentions in his flashback of the whole attack happening, how she was very calm about everything regarding that. That doesn't get plugged into that. It gets plugged into that, which doesn't have the adapter, or just like straight into the jack. So the following fight after that was definitely Ida, Tail Dude, I think Tailman, that's his actual hero name, and Power Loader. Power Loader's quirk just seems to be just kind of like a mole, dig through the earth and just take advantage of that terrain, seeing how these guys can escape and also be on the offensive if they wanted to. In this case, Ida takes the advantage of his verse something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. and he plans on charging him with Tailman like on piggyback riding all the way to the exit. But of course that doesn't really happen because Power Loader has a lot more experience and knows well with his terrain that he and his like opponents that he can't possibly like keep doing that. Ojiro. Yeah, okay. And so what Ida had in mind was to actually have Ojiro flee the area instead of him by using his attack, his specialty, and just pretty much fling him to the exit, which actually worked, although at the cost of him sacrificing himself, which I think was probably the best outcome for him personally because he just came out of the Stain arc and he's still trying to figure out
what it means to be a hero.
What it means to be a hero. And so he decided to take Ojiro first as the priority. So I think he did the right choice there. And just due to circumstances, that's all he could do. I was thinking they'd do some kind of anime-esque thing where they would jump between the rocks and everything like that, but maybe that's not the case here. It's like, but maybe later on. But who knows? Well, I guess we'll have to see like if Lita ever does something equivalent to this. But in the meantime, this is all he could do. And Powerlow was like, you know what? It's alright. Pass. It just ended up with Ida being captured is all. Not really hurting himself.
He just kind of ended up in the dirt.
He's like, yeah, this is where I am, guys, help me. And the last one was definitely very different from everyone else's as far as their own weaknesses and how they dealt with it. And this is with Momo and Todoroki.
Yeah.
Momo was... Yeah, go ahead.
Yaoyorozu.
The problem was, I'll still call her Momo. Oh wow, that was perfect. The issue with Momo was that she lost so much confidence in the festival. Just like how she was comparing herself to Todoroki and how she also was reflecting on herself in her fight with Tokiyama. And so she just found herself like very complicated with like her own decision making and ended up with Todoroki making all the decisions when he actually was at a disadvantage because he's not as witty, quick-witted as she is.
And yeah, he's not a thinker, he's a doer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna freeze the fuck out of everything, always, forever.
And Aizawa took advantage of that fact, and the fact that he knows everyone's quirky, he knows how to take care of them individually. And so what ended up happening was Todoroki, who got captured, tells Momo to just run for the exit because there's no way we can take him on. And at that point, it was that Aizawa tells Todoroki that, like, you know, you should have really listened to her. And you should have like taken a lot more time before he actually got started with this, and just goes after Momo afterwards. Momo makes the last second decision to just turn back and save him because she honestly doesn't know what to do with herself anymore. And so they both talk it out under pressure time, of course. Momo has a plan, Todoroki follows with it, and they hide themselves in the ice. It was really interesting because it kind of expanded more about like the limitation of Aizawa as current state right now.
Yeah, given that he was sent into critical condition.
Mm-hmm. And though bandaged up far more than he needed to, he still had those injuries like with his eye. So the issue with him, if you can help elaborate on this one, because I'm not entirely sure what it is, but he definitely can't see he can't stay like his, okay, he can't keep his eyes from stopping. Okay. He can't. He needs to blink.
There you go.
He needs to blink. He can't continue to open his eyes, and it becomes much more apparent when you notice him like take eye drops like in the middle of things. That he can't just be doing this forever. So he purposely doesn't use his quirk or abuse it all the time. So there's times because he has the goggles that conceals his like people's view of him blinking. You don't really know if he's just stolen your quirk or not.
Yeah, you don't know where he's looking and you can't see if he blinks. However, Handman discovered that his hair is the tail. When his hair goes down, he's no longer using his quirk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually interesting, yes. Because it's always like that. There's always like a weird aura to him when he uses it.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I can understand how people would not even take that upon first notice when they see this guy, because he just comes at you like really fast. And so Momo does have the plan. She uses, I mean, she had those like Russian toy things, and those are like flash bombs.
Yeah, flashbangs.
Flashbangs. And they make their escape. Todoroki tries to use his ice powers as long as he could, or at least check as soon as he possibly could, per Momo's advice, because to see like, when is he gonna blink? Because I've noticed like how unstable he's become ever since the attack. So wait for an opportunity, or at least keep running, and at some point he's going to blink, and that's when you need to make that quick decision to build up the ice wall, and he does. And at that point,
Built the fuck out that ice wall.
him and his ice walls, dude.
He's brute force.
Yeah. So Momo takes this advantage, creates all the binding agents that she needs to make to restrain Aizawa later on.
Goddamn catapult.
I mean, I guess if you have time to make that too. So it was them coating themselves so they wouldn't be seen by Aizawa. Aizawa like homes in on them, and that's when they realize that one of them was a mannequin. Momo was like hiding underneath to launch the catapult. The outcome.
She missed the thing to launch the catapult.
She missed that lever. She's like, shit! And it's actually an interesting type of alloy she makes. In fact that like with contact with the heat, it actually
it returns to its original shape.
what Todoroki did was like shoot fire from underneath to create the heat to make the binding return back to its original form, which actually ended up roping around Aizawa and
Nitinol alloy.
Interesting. Is that an actual real thing?
Yes.
Wow.
It's on memory metal.
Wow. And so, just pretty much a trap, and he got caught immediately after the combination of the heat and the alloy.
Over in an instant.
Yeah, emphasis on an instant. This just all happened in an instant. And I guess this was the whole point of this entire fight. The way he was set up and paired up against these two was the fact that he knows that he could take care of Todoroki, but Momo, if paired up with anyone, he might have trouble because of her own, like, I guess, wit, really. Being able to come up with things. But she, like, again, like, after the festival, she had problems bringing herself out, having confidence, and that's what's holding her back. But now, she no longer has that. So, Aizawa's role has been fulfilled, and now we just move on to the next one.
You know what I thought about?
What's these?
Hagakure. When they do hers.
Oh yeah, so
She strips bare ass naked. She could just walk out.
but then they'd have to fight against someone, right? So I forget who they fight against.
I don't know, but
It's gotta be someone who can like pick up on that
it has to be someone that can like sense
heat.
something, some sort of sensory person.
Yeah,
Otherwise, she just strips naked and
it's like boom, that's it. It's over. I'm leaving you. Huh? I got you now, boy. No, wait, no. Oh yeah, preview was like we're also having another 3 matchup, and that was, hold on, earphone jack, our really freaky looking dude,
Shoji.
Koda.
Oh, Koda.
Yeah, Koda.
And then we had
Mineta. I think
It didn't
it's
show his partner that I remember. It didn't show his partner, but it showed him against Midnight.
yeah, which is gonna be like okay. Right, no, it wasn't her as a mentor. It was when he was doing internships. It was Mount Lady.
Yeah.
So poor Mineta, just like he gets the best best ladies, but in the worst scenarios.
Yep.
So, and also you see at the end of it, he's clenching his own hairball. So I'm wondering, like, that's gotta be a result right there.
He gonna get his rape on.
Boy, if you don't, it's just like runs away. Okay. So, what do you think of this episode, Gabe?
I liked it. It was good. It had strong character development in it. For Momo, she learned that she actually can do things.
Yeah, I'm happy for Momo too, but I also like Ida's arc too, or development here. It's very minor because it's just him thinking of a plan, and like we know him, like he's also a thinker as well. But this just, I think as a whole, knowing the whole thing with the killer staying, it just kind of builds up with that, the fact that he's trying to redeem himself, make himself a better hero, and the fact that he's thinking of Ojiro first before him is definitely a step in the right direction. So I like that. And also, I guess I like all of them, but I do like Tokiyama's fight too, and the fact that he's also having a disadvantage, but Sue's just being the best support class ever.
Dude, outside of Uraraka, she's best girl. Like in terms of like rating them, it goes Uraraka, Sue, a tie between Ashido and Hagakure, and then Momo, and then Jiro.
Sure. No, I actually agree with that. Although, actually, maybe it's a tie between Sue and Uraka. It might be a tie for me. And I'm actually really curious about like seeing more Class Bs. Because we've only seen like a little bit.
Setsu?
Yeah.
What is it?
What about the guy,
Fuck. This dude's an exclamation bubble.
Oh, that's gonna be really... I don't think we've seen him, actually. I like the guy who can create air barriers. That's actually a really cool one. And yeah, okay. I guess that's pretty much it, huh? So, alrighty then. In that case, we'll end this and we'll just look forward to the next one. So, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next discussion. #bye.